台北国际半导体展今天盛大的登场，而非凡新闻专访到了长期追踪艾司摩尔与半导体产业有超过10年的荷兰资深科技记者马克海因克。他曾经获得了艾司摩尔授权，深入内部研究长达3年，亲身的走进无尘室旁听董事会。而对于艾司摩尔就被视为晶片战争当中最神秘的关键企业。透过马克的第一线观察，带您来揭开它的神秘面纱。
Today we have very special guest Mark Hijink. He is a senior technology journalist at NRC from Netherlands, and also he is the author of the book Focus the ASML Way. He has been researching the semiconductor industries and ASML for over 10 years. Welcome, Mark.
Yeah, thank you, Sunny.
Thank you for your time. And let's start with a basic question, because many people in Taiwan, I think, is not so familiar with ASML actually, but it's a very important company like TSMC, Intel, Samsung is all its clients. So could you start by telling us about ASML position in the global semiconductor supply chain?
Oh, excellent question.
Thank you.
So ASML is actually the most important tool you need in a semiconductor manufacturing facility, a fab, like TSMC builds throughout Taiwan and the rest of the world. And you could compare it to the copier in your office. So it's a light source, it's an optic system, and it prints and copies the structure on a silicon disk on a very high pace. Companies like TSMC or Intel or Samsung can create huge profits by replicating all these chips.
I hear that is the most complicated machine in the world. Is that true?
It's awfully complicated.
这台号称全世界最复杂的机台叫做光刻机或是微影设备，牵涉到非常多物理、机械及软体技术。整台机器由10万多个零件组成。想买一台最新一代的机台，需要准备4亿欧元，相当于140亿台币。
So can I say TSMC and Intel cannot produce the advanced chip without ASML, like EUV machine, right?
Yeah, definitely. Well, you mentioned the EUV machine.
Yeah, EUV.
Very good.
In your book.
Yeah, you could describe the light source in this machine as a sort of a pencil. So if you were to have to write like really fine lines, you would use a fine liner. No other company in the world that manufactures these EUV machines.
Mark 比喻，在 EUV 出现之前，就像用粗的麦克笔一样，没有办法在同一个面积上塞更多电晶体，晶片效能与效率就会受限。ASML 砸钱研发超过30年，利用极短波长的光，也就是 EUV 极紫外光，来刻出极细的结构，而这正是制作像 NVIDIA AI 晶片或是苹果 iPhone 处理器所需要的。
And during your in-depth research reporting on ASML, I really want to hear some interesting story, because we know you have stepped into its clean rooms and setting on board meetings. Are there any interesting stories that you left a strong impression?
So I heard this story from people at ASML, and they told me how they were once supplying an Intel factory in Arizona in the US, and they had one problem. During the night, every night between 1 a.m. and 2 a.m., they saw a decrease of productivity in the semiconductor manufacturing they couldn't explain. So they were trying to figure out, is it the machine? Is it the something we do wrong? And finally, they found out what the problem was. It was cow farts and cow burps from the dairy farms in the vicinity of the fab. They got into the air system, and they impacted the semiconductor production. So it's that fragile that even cows in miles away can impact the semiconductor manufacturing. So how do you want to know how they solved it?
Yeah.
So they tried to buy out all the dairy farms. It was cheaper than creating a better ecosystem.
They buy the whole farm?
Yeah, so there were no cows anymore.
Wow.
And the production went up again.
So as you mentioned, you say you also come to Taiwan. And is there any story that you can share with us?
I think the most impressive story for me is where I start the book. It's during the chip shortage. I was in Veldhoven at the ASML headquarters. And the CTO, Martin van der Brink, he's like the main character, the protagonist in this story. Quite a figure, by the way. And so he has a very explosive character. But this time he was called by, he was in a Zoom session with the TSMC leading manager, and he was shouting at Martin van der Meen, "Where are our chip machines? Come on, you gotta deliver now." Because Angela Merkel, the German Bundeskanzler, was breathing in his neck. Joe Biden was breathing in his neck. We need chips for our automotive industry because we can't produce any cars anymore. And that was like a pivotal moment that the world realized, okay, we're so depending on this one technology. If we don't have access to chips, well, our society is going to stop. And this was in this one Zoom session that was very clear that Taiwan played a very important role in this.
Thank you for your sharing today. And I think you give our audience a lot of interesting story and give them a deeper understanding of this mysterious company ASML and the deeper understanding of the semiconductor industry, both in its challenges or opportunities in the future.
Thank you for having me, Sunny.
Let's look forward to SemiCon Taiwan 2025 this year. Right?
Definitely.
财经新闻不漏接，赶快下载非凡新闻 APP。